law offices of Jennifer Smetters in Chicago, Illinois. Jennifer, you know what? As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's hard out here for divorce. And some people would think, well, you know, if you're wealthy, if you're above middle class and you get divorced, it's not as bad. You know, of course, it's going to be a painstaking process regardless. But when it comes to a family that is having job trouble, or you may have had a layoff, or you may have just gotten fired while you're going through the divorce, how do you navigate that particular ocean?
Well, it is a difficult ocean to navigate, as you put. In my office, I've noticed that the judges are usually sympathetic to individuals who do lose their job, but the onus is still on that person to try and get back out there and find some employment, especially when children are involved. Really, we're looking at the best interest of the children.
Okay, now, Jennifer, I got to lighten things up a little bit here, and I've got to invoke some rap lyrics. The rapper Kanye West said in the song Gold Digger, he said, you know, she take my money when I'm in need. Yes, she's a trifling one indeed. Now, here's the deal. Yes, she's a gold digger. What I'm saying, Jennifer, is this. There's a line that says, we want prenup. We want prenup. Yeah. Now, when is a prenup best? Now, is this something only rich people get? Should middle class or poor people get a prenup? Why would they even need a prenup? Talk to me.
Well, it's not prenups are not just for men anymore. There are a lot of professional people out there who are serious wage income earners who do require prenups. They walk into a marriage sometimes a little bit older, and they've acquired assets. The idea is to protect those assets as best as possible, as well as for sole business owners.
Jennifer, I'm not going to let you get away with that, because what you've just done, I see, you just put on your Jennifer Smetters lawyer hat, because look, then why even get married if you need a prenup, Jennifer? Why, you know, I don't need to protect my assets. I'm going to be with this person for the rest of my life because I love them.
Gerard, now it's Mr. West who brought up the prenups. No, prenups are for people who are walking in with wealth and maybe don't entirely trust that that security or the marriage is going to last a lifetime. And you know what? In this day and age, marriages generally don't last a lifetime. So if that is an issue, if your long-term financial security and what you built prior to the marriage is an issue, then address it in a prenup, and there's less surprises later on.
Yes, I'm going to go to Rebecca. Rebecca, you're on Gerard McClellan Live. What's your question or comment?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, my question is, I'm in an emotional abusive relationship, so I got everything of the power of control, will, for domestic violence, but physical. And it's usually very difficult to prove that in court. What do you suggest do I need so I can prove that it's an emotional abusive relationship?
Wow, thank you so much, Becca. You know what? Emotional abuse. Jennifer, talk to her.
Well, first of all, I would encourage you to get an order of protection. An order of protection can actually force the abuser out of the home. Secondly, in a court of law, every person's standard of what abuse is, mental abuse, is different. There is no common man or everyday standard. So the judge should listen to you and listen to how the effect of the emotional abuse, how it's changed your life and the after effects. And also, seeing a therapist does help, because sometimes a psychological evaluation can go hand in hand with a divorce.
Yeah, you know, Jennifer, I've had several friends and acquaintances go through some pretty ugly, nasty divorces. I'm one of the fortunate ones in terms of my parents. My parents have been married 50 plus years, so I've always had a good model of a good marriage. But you know, I've seen some of my friends go through this emotional turmoil. When someone comes to your office, Jennifer, you know, you just can't handle this from a monetary standpoint, or this is what you do, this is what you should do. How do you deal with it from a therapeutic standpoint?
Well, a part of law and being a good lawyer, I do believe, is being a good team leader. And sometimes that requires putting your clients into contact with therapists who can help them. Not everybody takes a divorce the same way. Some people it hits very, very hard. Some people use children as almost bartering tools, and that's the worst case scenario.
Yeah, and I've seen children used as weapons in scenarios, and it's a very, very nasty and ugly thing. I'm going to Carmen. Carmen, thank you for calling Gerard McClendon Live. You're on the line with me and with Jennifer Smetters. What's your question or comment?
My question is, once the ex goes back to work and he's like in maybe $10,000 in child support, does that still stand? I mean, is there a chance to still, for my child to still get money? I mean, my child, you know, is all about the children.
That's right.
Yes.
And I just want to know, he's working, do they count for that? I mean, does it go back to correct that?
Carmen, thank you so much. Jennifer, that's a great question Carmen asked. Is it retroactive?
Well, it's interesting. The question would be, does she have a divorce decree in play that called for child support? Does she have an order of support that's already been entered by a judge? If so, and this gentleman is not paying the appropriate amount, she can go back in and seek modification of child support. I get at least 3 or 4 emails a week on this issue alone saying, my children need more money and I know my ex is working. So the idea is you go back into court. It's called a post-decree motion, of which I do on a routine basis to help individuals increase child support. And if the judge finds that the non-custodial parent, usually the father in this case it sounds like, did it intentionally, withheld the money intentionally, you could be looking at retroactive.
Wow, you know what, Jennifer, thank you so much for being on Gerard McClendon Live. You can always go to smetters-law.com to reach Jennifer